The question is asked that we're to define a piecewise defined function for this tax income or income tax that's going to be due on some individuals. So let's go ahead and read through this. It says the state has just adopted the following state income tax system. They're going to not tax on the first $10,000 that's earned. They'll tax 1% of the next 10,000, 2 of the next 20,000, and 3% of all additional earnings. So we have to write a piecewise defined function for that. Okay. Well, so what's that gonna go ahead and look like? Well, what we have is the following. We have for the first 10,000, so from 0. So let's let X be your income. So from 0 to the first 10,000, we are going to not tax anything. You get that for free. Okay? Now, from $10,001, or we'll just say strictly greater than, because that way we can include cents as well. So we'll say from just a little bit more than $10,000 up until now. Let's take a look to see where this thing stops. This thing stops at 20,000, right? Because we're talking about the next. Let me put this in a different color. We're talking about the next 10,000. So we're going to go up to 20,000. And so what's going to happen there? Well, that part right there is going to be taxed, okay? But the first 10,000's not going to be taxed. So what we've got is we've got the situation where anything between 10,000 and 20,000 is taxed. And so, but we only want to tax that amount. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the amount that you make, we're going to subtract 10,000 from it. Then we'll take that number and we'll multiply it by 0.01. So let's go ahead and do some computation here and make sure that this is working so far. I'm going to take 0.01, multiply it by whatever number this is. So let's say, for example, the amount of tax, or the amount of income that you make, your X value is 15,274. I'm just making that number up. So that's how much money you earn. Well, the first 10,000 you get for free, right? So the first 10,000, no tax. So that's tax. We'll think about that as like the bracket, the first bracket 1. Then the second column, we'll think about as bracket 2, where any money that's extra between 10 and 20,000, which is the extra 5,274, that's got to be taxed at 0.01. So basically what we can do is just multiply, or just divide this thing by 100. Okay, so we're going to get, let's see here. For some reason, I'm just not thinking about that in my head correctly. I'm thinking it's 52, but that doesn't seem right. So 5,274 times 0.01. Yeah, it is. Okay, so $52.74. So if you make $15,274, you're going to pay $52.74 in taxes. Now, this equation right here, if you enter in 15,274 minus 10,000 times 0.01, you're going to get this same value down here. So this equation does a very nice job of representing what we want. Okay, so let's go ahead and erase this now. Let's go on to the next part of the bracket. Now for the next part, we're going to, earn, the government's going to take 2% of the 10,000. So far, our tax on X is 0 when X is less than 10,000. It is 0.1 times X minus 10,000, or 0.01, sorry, 0.01, when X is strictly greater than 10,000, but less than or equal to 20,000. Now I got to deal with this 2% on the next 20,000. So let's write out what we think. Okay, so we've got when your income is between a little bit greater than 20,000 and less than 40,000. So if we fall in this bracket, here's what we're gonna owe. We're gonna owe first. We don't owe anything on the first 10,000. The next 10,000 we owe 1%. Okay, so we owe 1%. Now we're clearly earning that next 10,000. So we're gonna take 10,000 and times it by 0.01 or $100. So we are gonna owe $100 for sure. Plus now we're gonna earn anything that's between 20 and 40. We're going to earn 2% on that, or we're going to have to pay 2% on that. I should say we're going to earn. The government's going to earn that. We're going to pay it. So we are going to pay 0.02 of however much our income is minus 20,000. Because if you think about it, if we make $25,000, then 5,000 gets taxed at 0.02 plus the 100 for the money that we made between 10 and 20. Okay, so we're gonna our interval and of course if we make more than 40,000 then we've already paid the 100 plus we've paid on the next 20,000 we pay 2%, so that's another $400 in tax, plus we pay 0.03 times x minus everything above the 40,000. Okay, and that's how we get our piecewise defined function.